For the first time in more than 5 years, we attended another anime convention last month, and
I've tried this cosplay on before and the button didn't break, but you put it on for the convention and suddenly everything's gotta fall apart.
it was not at all what I expected. I haven't been since 2016, and if you ever attended AAC at the Radisson, well, we didn't want to set our expectations too high. You might be asking yourself, Vic, why are you a talking head right now? You always vlog your cons live. Actually, I did vlog it live, but there was a strange phenomenon at this con. It was so boring that by itself, the vlog was 10 minutes of this.
Oh my god, help. I can't get any farther away.
So, I'll talk you through it. And if you prefer the live vlog feel, there is a big, chunky blooper reel waiting for you at the end of the video. We drove to this con, so we were immediately off to an interesting start. We were cosplaying CL and Lizzie from Black Butler, so we threw on the rest of our cosplays and headed inside to find registration.
Where's registration? I can't read any of the signs.
Registration wasn't hard to find, but they probably could have made it more obvious. We did eventually locate it in the main lobby, and the process was pretty easy, but they did try to charge us $3 each for a lanyard, so we went without.
They do not give you lanyards.
No, this is how you lose your badge.
Have to pay for them.
I'm gonna die.
I have no issue with bringing my own lanyard. I love to see cons encouraging lanyard recycling, but just an idea. Maybe post on your social media beforehand. After we got our badges, we were on the hunt for the vendor's hall.
IDB?
IDB. Yeah. Critical role.
Yeah.
Violet.
This begins the saga of accidentally getting off the elevator on the second floor.
We're on the 3rd floor, which means something is happening. I don't think, are we supposed to be here?
The elevators weren't sketchy necessarily, but they weren't up to date either. It wasn't super obvious which floor you were on, so being the goldfish that we were, if someone got on the second floor, we got off thinking we were on the 3rd. Aside from getting lost in the hotel,
Come play with us, CL.
I don't like it here anymore.
the vendors were the most exciting part of this con. I was impressed by the quality and variety of vendors that they had on site. There was even overflow into hallways on the 1st and 3rd floors. It was really clear that AAC made vendors a priority, though whether that's because they're a source of income for the con, who knows? We had quite the shopping spree, and afterwards we found ourselves very hungry. So we headed to the shopping plaza next door to try out a poke restaurant, Oki Poke. 10 out of 10 for Oki Poke. The food was very good, the atmosphere was great, highly recommend. When we headed back to the con after lunch, we found ourselves looking for something to do. And this is where the difficulty begins. None of the panels interested us, which wasn't the fault of the panelists. AAC didn't have a lot of variety in their panel offerings. We ended up in the arts and crafts room, which was fun. The craft was felt animals, and we spent about an hour here before making the call that it was time to go home.
We were gonna stay and do fairy jars, but unfortunately we have an hour drive home, it's getting dark and we're tired.
And then we're gonna con crunch once we get.
The next morning, we wore Lumion and Scaramouche from Genshin. It had been raining all morning, so the parking lot was pretty wet. We putzed around for a while, looked through the vendor's hall again, and eventually decided we should find something to do. But unfortunately there wasn't anything interesting to us on the schedule. We ended up at a game show panel in a giant room clearly meant for main events, and there were maybe 20 people in the audience. After hanging out for a little bit, we stopped by the one vendor table we hadn't seen on Friday, and I purchased my favorite item of the con, a mystery tin of these little origami earrings. They're by Seahorse, and I highly recommend because I'm in love with them. Once again, we found ourselves with nothing to do. The main events we wanted to attend isolated in the tent. Maybe if we'd brought a friend, we would have found it easier to create our own entertainment. We had somewhere to be in a few hours anyway, so ultimately,
we decided to head out.
My bones hurt.
We did not make it to the death match, unfortunately, but that is a-okay.
They're doing it outside.
It's in the tent.
And it's fucking cold out.
I looked at the website and maybe it's on there, but I couldn't see if they had heaters or anything like that. So we have elected to not risk it.
Maybe there's something to be said about the culture that surrounds conventions now. Maybe if I was still 12 and new to the convention scene, this would have been an exciting event. But unfortunately, I'm an adult, one who's been attending conventions for more than a decade. I have to ask, what sets another anime con apart from any other run-of-the-mill convention? Well, the answer might surprise you. We have rated AAC 2023 based on a number of different criteria, and I'm about to share with you our results. Our criteria today are accessibility, entertainment, organization, and value. I'm going to give it to you straight. The accessibility at this con was just okay. There were 2 elevators by the main lobby. They were small elevators. To get to the main concourse where the vendors were on the 2nd floor, there were some narrow hallways and doorways to navigate. Considering the overflow of vendors on the 3rd floor hallway, I wouldn't necessarily recommend navigating this setup with a mobility aid. You have to if you want to get to the vendors, the craft room, or the voice acting guests. While the main events being held in the tent outside may not seem like a big deal to most people, it did affect our experience. Events that we would have been able to attend where they held inside simply weren't accessible. While AAC didn't build the elevators themselves, they did choose this venue. It would have been much worse if this were a busy con, but luckily the hallways weren't all that full. A solid 5 out of 10. When it comes to entertainment, again, it was just okay. The stuff on the schedule didn't grab our attention, which I think is partially due to AAC not having enough submissions to choose from because of the low attendance rate. On a positive note, the voice acting guests were super accessible in the vendors hall and you didn't have to reserve a slot to see them, which is an experience you only get at a small con. So 6.5 out of 10 for entertainment. You're going to hate what I have to say about organization. It's not good. We'll start with the not so bad stuff. The staff didn't seem super well informed, probably a communication issue. There were a few times we asked where something was and they didn't know. When we entered on Friday, there was no sign indicating where registration was. This was through the side door where a lot of people were entering, so we probably weren't the only people that had this issue, but nothing too terrible. Now for the fun stuff. First thing when we got to the con on Friday, I approached the security desk and asked for a contact email. Not only did they not know, they couldn't find one. They gave me an educated guess. I don't want to blame the security staff for this. I simply don't think AAC has the security infrastructure in place to support them. If you look anywhere AAC has their security policy posted, it says this: cosplay is not consent. Any specification? No. They've been asked to update this policy for many years by many people. Has it ever changed? Also no. Does this lack of a harassment policy make me think that they care about what their audience needs? I'm sure you can guess. Because as long as we keep giving them our money, they don't have to do anything about a harassment policy, not even enforce it, which was made very obvious by someone who was at the con this year harassing and filming people without their consent. There is a section on dress code, weapons, even glomping, but when it comes to physical or verbal harassment, you're on your own. You can't give security staff no policy. The security or harassment policy isn't just for the attendees, it's also for the staff, so that they know what rights and responsibilities they have so they can resolve sensitive situations. What AAC has done is given their security staff no foundation, no support. Because of the major issues with security, it's a 3 out of 10 for organization. Now that that's done, we're going to talk about value. We paid about $120 for 2 two-day badges, and I would say it was an okay price. I personally found the most value add to be the vendor hall. Spoiler alert, you don't need a badge to access the overflow vendors or most of the panels. Overall value is 6 out of 10. This gives us an average score of 5 out of 10. Will we return next year? Unless they make some serious changes, I don't think so. Do you think our rating is too low? Do you think it's too high? Would you attend AAC 2024? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.
We're on our way to AAC. I have to put on the rest of my cosplay when we get there. Somebody's got a headache already.
What are you doing? I'm an
influencer. Bull. I haven't worn an eye patch for cosplay before, so this should be interesting.
Please don't walk.
Why did I do the makeup on this eye? How do you keep your pants up on stage? Belt. Will you put my, clip my ribbon on me?
I'm gonna stab Vic in the butt.
No.
Oh my god.
We're on our way. I've got the cash money. We're gonna find the dealer's room. Do you have a name for him yet?
Bippity bop.
Are you doing the influencer thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Nice.
You guys are gonna notice a pattern, and I need you to pretend that it's a normal pattern, okay?
So we're pretending that you're normal?
Yes, that I am enjoying a hobby in a normal fashion. Look at them! Okay, now you would think that would be enough, correct? So there is Vax and Vex, and then there is Molly and Caleb.
He's looking kind of. Let me see Caleb.
I know.
Milk breads. These look like Purines, like a wafer thing with lemon. The sign said cotton candy marshmallows, but there's 2 different flavors, so we got the strawberry kind. Blueberry mochi, which I've not tried before. Milk tea Kit Kats, and our roommate loves rotisserie chicken, so we got him roast chicken chips. It's roast chicken flavored, so how bad can it be?
You and I, Brett?
No, we might today if he's still there.
Oh my god.
It tastes like a plain Dorito with a sprinkle seasoning.
Yeah, consider me disappointed.
It's like
chicken flavor.
Cool Ranch's sad cousin.
Ooh, don't record that.
Why is this happening to me? So we just pulled up. We're gonna Okipoke. I hope that's how it's pronounced. I don't actually know. How is it?
Damn, baby girl, you single?
We are headed to the craft room to make some felt animals, and
then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna last minute style a wig for a costume that
tomorrow.
is not complete.
You're doing a little dance? Are you doing a little dancey dance? Your dress has a mind of its own. What are you doing to me? I'm getting a massage, I think. Or oh my god, I'm getting attacked. Guys, it's not a massage.
The white felt stays in the frame. You take the whole thing off.
If I'm using scissors, I'm gonna need both eyeballs. I can't hold mine up at the same time.
Do you want me to hold it?
I made a felt Amy, and you made a felt Fox.
I did.
We did bring this upon ourselves on accident.
I'm gonna have my dogs out.
I'm sure your dogs will be fine. I'm looking a little crazy because I don't have my eyelashes on yet, but I'm here with my boyfriend. I don't feel like 100%, but it's okay because it's my first time cosplaying Lumine.
It's your first time being alive.
It is my... It is my first time being alive. I should have done a cause test, and I didn't cause test either Lumine or CL because I'm silly. We're here. Ooh, I fall apart. I might put my eyelashes on, but you can't tell because they're blonde. Hi. Hi. Oh my god. How
For my life in these tiny shorts.
not my dogs.
Oh, Dummy, you're trying to kill me. Dummy.
It's accurate to the lore. Wet as a dog.
So as we all know, Scaramouche has those little sandals on. Though these are so cute. These are very comfortable, very cute. Thank you, Doki Doki, for these.
But your dogs are out.
But 1, my dogs are out. 2, fun fact, when your feet are wet, your feet are slipping around. There's good traction on this, which almost makes it worse.
Because your feet move, but the shoes don't?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go get, like, lunch. It's a little wet outside.
Oh my god, I have like a piece of leaf stuck to my foot. demons. I'm good Scaramouche. I'm good Scaramouche now.
We just met the cutest Venti, who is also in the IDV.
Or at least used to be in IDV.
Yeah, once upon a time was in the IDV. And last
Fancy a
night,
game. Fancy a game. Fancy a game of IDV. My dogs.
there was this booth that wasn't open yesterday when we started looking around. We just walked past and I was like, oh, I want to see this one. And we looked and I'm so glad we did because they make the cutest little origami earrings and stuff. This is their business card, if it'll focus. It's not going to. And I got the mystery tin with the pretty whales on it. Who is he?
Looks like a crab.
Yes, it is a crab. It's a little green crab. It doesn't quite look like a paper crane. What is he?
Maybe like a dragon.
I thought dragon too. Dragonflies?
Yes.
Oh my god, dragonflies are my favorite. They're so cute. I love them. Yeah, I was at the booth and I couldn't decide. So I was like, well, there's a mystery tin and I'm gonna let them decide for me. And I'm actually very happy. Anyways, thank you for watching and all that stuff. I have the middle part all of a sudden. I don't like that. This just in, we're putting him down.
Oh my god, I'm so... my bones hurt! It's cold and I'm wet. I'm dying.
So you see why we need to put him down.
Man, that guy that ran in front of the car earlier.
Literally. There was a pedestrian. Was he an Amazon driver or something?
He had a package, but he didn't, like, he wasn't wearing an Amazon outfit and he had headphones in and he was just like...
He didn't look.
His head was down, looking at his phone, uninterested, and like, as I like had to slam on the brakes is when he finally looked up and gave me the head nod. And I was like, sir?
When you are a pedestrian, you're like, okay, I'm gonna walk quickly because there's cars coming. Like, oh, he'll speed up. He didn't. Like, we almost hit him. We tried our best not to, but we almost hit him.
I know, I like gripping the steering wheel like quack, quack.
I'm certainly like, this guy makes eye contact with me finally, and he just goes, like, thanks for not killing me. You're welcome. Contrary.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. All right. Connect with your inner child. Imagine that you're 12 watching Black Butler. What hand is it on?
Well, one of his rings goes on this finger on this hand.
Okay.
And I think it's this one.
You can't say I think, say I know. You have to know it. You have to feel
I don't know anything.
Why did you scream?
I look all lumpy now because of this stupid band for the eye patch. I don't love being lumpy. I don't love being lumpy. Do you ever just go to the elevator and the door opens and you think that you're on the 3rd floor even though you're on the 2nd floor, and you get out and you walk around for a while thinking you're on the 3rd floor when you're on the 2nd floor and you're like, why is there nothing down here? It's because you're on the wrong floor.
No, is that his name? No, that's not his name. I haven't named him yet. It will come to me in the night.
We're gonna eat some poke. You're not gonna finish my heart. Oh, nice. Anyways. Oh my god, this matches my outfit.
I breathe too hard.
So just stop breathing. No.
Dick out kind of pose.
Did you just say dick out kind of
you
pose?
Us. Don't enter that.
Edit that out. Future me.
I'm begging you.